Good day, my friends. I just want to share another piece of scripture today because it's a piece of scripture that I feel like profoundly changed my life as well. And even though I might not be there and I'm still struggling with it, it's really just an insight that I would like to share with everybody. Today, I will be reading from Matthew 5, verse 3. It forms part of what we come to know as the Beatitudes. It's part of the Sermon on the Mount that Jesus preached, and it's a very significant portion of Scripture. But today I'll only be reading one verse for us. Matthew 5, verse 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. My friends, when I first heard this many years ago, I thought it made sense. It's like God clearly has a soft spot for people that are lacking or people that are poor. So I read it just as is, and I just took it like that. But when studying this a little bit deeper and looking at the actual Greek word that is used here to describe poor, the Greek word is ptorkos. And it literally means not just poor, it means someone that is completely destitute, someone that has to beg to survive. And it changed the meaning in my mind a little bit because I didn't just look at it as someone that is poor. I looked at someone that is completely destitute in spirit and they are completely dependent on someone else. And now the big question is, who are they dependent upon? They're dependent upon God. And this really changes the meaning of the scripture for me because in my mind, this is how it plays out. Blessed are those that are dependent on God, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And my friends, this revelation is something I still struggle with because so often, and even way back when Jesus first preached this, it was very countercultural because in those days, everybody had a very strong culture of honor and pride. And here Jesus is saying, blessed are those that are dependent on God. And just today, my friends, we try to do things for our own efforts, for our own power, for our own skills and abilities. But at the end of the day, we need to have full dependence on God. And let this be a challenge for you this week. Let's try to live in dependence of God this week and not just rely on our own powers or abilities, but seek God in everything that we do, because this is how we become blessed. Blessed are those that are dependent on God. Thank you, my friends. Have a blessed week.